Only 2 minutes left. That's what the message whispers. And even as you hear those words, something inside you begins to stir, because they do not sound like just another warning. They sound like a prophecy, like a voice echoing across dimensions, reaching you at this exact moment for a reason. Archangel Michael's words come like thunder in silence. Someone has falsely accused you of a serious crime. On purpose. Pause. Take a breath. Let those words sink deep into you. Because this isn't only about human courts or paper accusations. This is about spiritual accusations. It is about the invisible chains that someone has tried to wrap around you. It is about betrayal that cuts deeper than knives. Someone in your life, someone you thought was harmless, has been twisting your truth into a weapon, and they are pointing it at you with full intention to harm. Have you felt it? That heaviness in your spirit? The sense that someone is working against you in the shadows? That strange resistance that blocks your peace, your blessings, your relationships, your growth? It is not your imagination. Michael reveals, it is real. Someone is using false accusations as a spiritual weapon against you, and it is not random. It is deliberate. It is planned. It is targeted at your destiny. But listen, this is not where your story ends, because God Himself steps into this moment, and His voice is heavy with urgency, almost pleading, as if heaven bends low to make sure you do not ignore this message. I beg you, don't skip this, or you will be the one who pays the price. Why such urgency? Why such desperation in His tone? Because time is shorter than you think. This is not a distant warning meant for another season. It is for now. A countdown has already begun in the unseen world. And the next few steps you take will determine whether you walk free or whether you fall into the trap set against you. Michael shows me an image, a courtroom, but not like earthly courts. This one is vast, filled with light, yet heavy with silence. On one side stands the accuser, dark, restless, confident. And on the other side, you stand confused, unsure, carrying the weight of false charges. Above, the judge is watching, and he waits to see whether you will remain silent, or whether you will call upon the one who has always fought for you. Michael is not just a messenger. He is the defender, the warrior, the one who cuts through lies with the sword of truth. And right now, he is waiting for your permission to step in. But here is the danger. If you ignore this message, if you treat it as just another passing video, another passing thought, the false accusation gains strength, the lie grows roots, the shadow becomes heavier. And soon, it will not only attack your reputation, but it will begin to suffocate your peace, your health, and your destiny. This is why heaven is desperate. This is why the warning feels so urgent. It is not to scare you, it is not to scare you, it is to wake you up before it is too late. Pause here and think. Who has been looking at you with quiet envy? Who has been speaking behind your back with poisonous words? Who has been smiling in your presence but plotting in your absence? The false accuser is not far away. Michael says, you already know them. But here is the deeper truth. The battle is not about that person. It is about the Spirit working through them. They are a vessel, a mask, a mouthpiece for darkness. But the real enemy is unseen. And that is why only heaven's army can fight it. Michael whispers, call upon me, invite me, and I will break the chains of this false accusation before it imprisons you. The air grows heavy with his words. The atmosphere shifts, because once you hear this, you cannot unhear it. It becomes a choice, to act or to ignore. And the weight of that choice determines everything. God says, I beg you, don't skip. Because skipping means surrendering to lies. Skipping means letting the false accuser's words become stronger. Skipping means choosing silence when heaven is offering you a sword. But listening, acting, aligning yourself with truth, it means deliverance, it means justice, it means protection. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes left is not just a phrase. It is a symbol of urgency. It is heaven's way of saying, time is running out, and the window for your deliverance is right now. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword in hand. The courtroom of heaven is waiting. The accuser has spoken, but the final word has not yet been written, and it rests on your response. The silence in the courtroom grows deeper. You can almost hear the ticking of time. 2 minutes left. 1 minute left. The voice of heaven is not counting seconds on a clock. It is counting the weight of decisions that are forming inside your heart right now. Archangel Michael steps forward. His presence is strong yet calming, and in that stillness, he speaks again. You were chosen for this battle. Do not run. Do not surrender, for I am with you. But what does this mean for you here in your real life? Think about the weight you've been carrying, the sleepless nights, the moments when your chest felt heavy, as if invisible chains were tightening, the strange coincidences where people misunderstood you, judged you, or distanced themselves from you without reason. These are not coincidences. They are symptoms of the false accusations already working in your energy field. The enemy is not only after your name, the enemy is after your spirit. Because if your spirit breaks, everything else collapses. Michael shows a vision, pages turning in a giant book. Each page represents a day of your life, but some pages are smudged, stained with ink that does not belong to you. Those stains are the lies, the false stories spoken against you, the rumors whispered in the dark, the words spoken behind closed doors, and those stains are trying to bleed into the next pages, corrupting your future with the weight of lies. But then Michael lifts his sword, and as the blade shines with heavenly fire, every lie begins to burn away. Page after page turns white again, clean, pure, restored. This is the promise, that though the false accuser has spoken, their voice is not final, their judgment is not eternal, their attack is temporary. Because when heaven speaks, truth overrides every lie. But here's the mystery. Heaven waits for your choice. Because free will is the law written by God himself. Even Archangel Michael cannot force his protection upon you. He can stand ready. He can hold the sword. He can prepare the fire. But he cannot move until you call. Until you open your mouth and say, Michael, fight for me, stand for me, deliver me from falsehood. That is the key. And right now, that key is being placed in your hands. God's voice interrupts again, urgent, trembling, filled with love yet heavy with warning. Don't skip this, because if you stay silent, the lie will grow louder. If you ignore this, the accuser's shadow will grow longer, and soon it will touch every corner of your life. Pause and let that truth settle. Because you have seen shadows already, haven't you? The failed plans, the sudden blocks, the people who once supported you but now step away. It is not bad luck, it is not random, it is the lie weaving itself into your timeline. But the moment you hear this message, the moment you open your heart, the unraveling begins. Michael cuts the first chain. A weight lifts from your shoulders. The fog in your mind begins to clear. The heaviness in your chest begins to loosen, because his sword does not only break lies spoken by others, it breaks the lies you have begun to believe about yourself. Those whispers that say you are not enough, that you are guilty, that you are unworthy. That is the deeper attack, not just to accuse you in front of others, but to make you accuse yourself, to make you doubt your worth, to make you surrender before the fight even begins. And that is why heaven is so urgent. That is why God is begging you not to skip this. Because this is not just about clearing your name, it is about saving your spirit. Michael steps closer, and suddenly you feel the warmth of his presence. A shield forms around you, invisible but real, strong yet gentle. And he whispers, you are not guilty, you are chosen, and no false tongue can destroy what God has written about you. Imagine those words wrapping around you like armor. Imagine every negative voice bouncing off that armor and dissolving into nothing. That is what happens when you allow Archangel Michael to stand beside you. And yet, the warning still lingers. The countdown is still real. The window of time is still short, because if you walk away without receiving this, the accuser grows bolder, the attacks grow stronger, and soon You may not even recognize yourself beneath the weight of those lies. But if you listen now, if you invite heaven now, the story changes. The courtroom shifts, the judge rises, the accuser trembles, because once truth is spoken, lies lose their power, and that is what heaven is offering you. A chance to be defended, a chance to be protected, a chance to be free. Archangel Michael has been sent to reveal the hidden trap, to unmask the one who plotted against you, and to remind you God's justice is not delayed. It may not always come in the way you expect, but when it comes, it is final, and no false word, no twisted story, no jealous enemy can stand against it. This is why you are hearing this message now, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine appointment, because heaven saw the plot before it reached you, and heaven is intervening before it's too late. 2 minutes left. The phrase echoes again, and you realize it is not just a countdown, it is an awakening, an alarm clock for your soul, to shake you out of slumber, to remind you that spiritual battles are real, and that your protection lies not in silence, but in calling upon the one who defends you. The room of heaven's courtroom does not fade. It lingers in your mind, like a dream that feels more real than waking life. You can almost see the accuser's eyes, filled with arrogance, convinced that their false words will trap you forever. But then you notice something they do not. A shadow begins to shift. The light around you begins to rise, because the judge is no ordinary judge. He is the Almighty. And the moment he stands, every voice grows silent. Even the accuser trembles. And Archangel Michael steps forward, sword glowing brighter than before. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. But pause. Do you feel it? That strange pull in your heart? That quiet question whispering inside you. Why me? Why am I the one being accused? Why am I the one being attacked? Why does it feel like life keeps handing me battles I never asked for? And in the silence, a gentle voice answers, because you carry light. And light always attracts shadows. You carry purpose, and purpose always awakens resistance. The enemy is not attacking you because you are weak. The enemy is attacking you because you are chosen. You carry something too powerful to remain hidden. And if you discover it fully, if you walk into it boldly, it will destroy the works of darkness. That is why lies have been sent against you. That is why people have been manipulated to rise against you. Because the false accuser knows, if they can bury you under shame, fear, and confusion, they can silence your destiny. But Archangel Michael does not allow that destiny to be stolen. He raises his sword, and the fire of truth cuts through the atmosphere. And suddenly you feel it. The lies lose their grip. The weight begins to lift. The chains begin to fall. Because truth is not just a word, it is a power. And when heaven declares it, no false tongue can undo it. Pause here. Let that sink in. Because for so long, you may have believed you were alone in this fight. You may have believed no one understood the hidden pain you were carrying, but heaven has seen it all. Every sleepless night, every tear, every moment you wanted to give up but kept going anyway. And now heaven responds. God says, I beg you, don't skip this, because your breakthrough is closer than you realize, and the truth I have spoken over you will silence the lies forever. The accuser tries to speak again, but their voice trembles now, because they sense what is coming. They know justice is rising, and they know the sword of Michael has already been lifted. You see, the false accuser believed they could trap you. They thought their lies would spread like wildfire. They thought people would believe them. But what they did not know is that heaven has the final word. And when heaven speaks, the world cannot resist. Michael's eyes blaze with certainty as he turns to you. Do not fear the darkness. Do not fear the accuser, for the truth written in heaven is stronger than the lies spoken on earth. At this moment, something shifts deep inside you. The fear that clung to your heart begins to melt. The doubt that whispered you were finished begins to fade. And for the first time, you see clearly, this is not just an attack. It is a test of whether you will believe the lie or stand in the truth, a test of whether you will surrender to fear or rise in faith. Michael reminds you, every accusation is a sign of your importance. Every battle is a sign of your calling. If you were nothing, no one would waste their energy trying to destroy you. Think about that. The very fact that someone went out of their way to falsely accuse you is proof that you are carrying something powerful. They could have ignored you, but they didn't. They could have left you unseen, but they didn't. Why? Because you carry a light that unsettles their darkness, and so they fight to silence you. But they will not succeed, because Michael fights for you now. And God himself is watching over this moment. He leans forward, his voice thundering and tender all at once. My child, you are not forgotten. My child, you are not guilty. My child, you are covered under my wings. Those words echo louder than the accusations. They rise above the lies. And suddenly the whole courtroom begins to shift. The judge raises his hand. The accuser grows silent. And Michael stands tall, ready to strike down the chains once and for all. The vision fades for a moment, but the feeling lingers. Because what you just saw is not a story. It is a reality unfolding in your life right now. And as you breathe these words in, something becomes clear. This is not the end of you. This is the beginning of your justice. The false accuser will be revealed, the lies will collapse, and the truth that God has spoken will rise like the morning sun. The vision grows stronger. You are no longer just a spectator. You are standing inside the courtroom yourself. The light is so bright it almost blinds you, yet it feels warm, safe, holy. You can feel the weight of countless eyes watching, not human eyes, but angelic hosts surrounding the scene, each one silent, each one waiting. And in the center, your destiny is being decided. Archangel Michael stands tall beside you, his armor glowing like fire. His hand grips the sword of truth, and the blade hums as though it is alive. The accuser shifts nervously. They thought this trial would be easy. They thought you would be too weak to stand. They thought you would break under the pressure of their lies. But what they failed to see is that heaven fights for you, and heaven never loses. The judge looks down at you, his eyes filled with power, yet overflowing with mercy. He knows every detail of your life, every mistake, every choice, every wound, and yet his eyes see past your failures. They see your heart. They see the battles you fought silently when no one was watching. They see the nights you cried yourself to sleep, begging for strength just to make it through another day. And in that moment, he declares, "This one is mine." Those words thunder through the courtroom. The accuser trembles. Michael steps forward, and suddenly the chains that were wrapped around you begin to shatter, one by one. Every false word, every poisoned whisper, every shadow of shame, gone, destroyed in the fire of truth. But pause, because the battle is not only in heaven's courtroom, it is also inside you. Your mind still remembers the lies. Your heart still carries the sting of betrayal. And sometimes, even when heaven has declared you free, you keep holding the chains yourself. Michael knows this. That is why his message is not only about spiritual protection, it is also about healing your heart. He leans close, his voice calm but firm. Do not carry what heaven has already broken. Do not believe what God has already erased. Think about that. How many times have you replayed the words of the false accuser in your head? How many times have you wondered, what if people believe them? What if I lose everything? That is how the lie grows stronger, not because it has power, but because it feeds on your fear. And fear is the only weapon the accuser truly has. But now, Michael slices through that fear. He reminds you, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is standing even while fear tries to pull you down. And in this moment he calls you to rise, not just in heaven's courtroom, but in your daily life, because the enemy did not only accuse you spiritually, they whispered lies into the ears of people around you. They tried to shape the way others see you. And maybe for a while it worked. Maybe people distanced themselves. Maybe opportunities slipped away. Maybe even those closest to you doubted your truth. But here is the promise. What God restores, no one can take away. And when he clears your name, no false word can cling to you. The truth will shine, the mask will fall, and the false accuser will be exposed, not because you fought with anger, not because you shouted louder than them, but because heaven fought for you. Pause and let that fill your spirit, because right now the very attack that tried to bury you is becoming the proof of your calling. Michael whispers, "Every stone thrown against you will become the foundation of your testimony. Every lie spoken against you will become a platform for truth. What was meant to destroy you will lift you higher." This is not just comfort, it is prophecy, because your story is shifting in this very moment. And the pain you endured is turning into a weapon in your hands. The enemy thought shame would silence you, but instead it will amplify your voice. The enemy thought betrayal would break you, but instead it will strengthen your spirit. The enemy thought lies would define you, but instead they will reveal the glory of God in your life. And as this revelation pours into your heart, you realize something. The countdown, 2 minutes left, was never about fear. It was never about panic. It was about urgency. It was heaven's way of shaking you awake, because you could not afford to stay asleep any longer. Too much was at stake, your destiny, your voice, your calling. And so heaven sent this message to you in this exact moment at this exact time. Michael places his hand on your shoulder. The strength of heaven flows into you, and you hear his final words in this vision. The trial is ending. The truth is rising. Walk in it boldly. The courtroom begins to fade, but the fire in your heart remains. You are not guilty. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. You are chosen. And no false accuser can erase what heaven has written about you. The accusations, though false, carry an energy of heaviness. It is as if the air itself thickens around you. You might feel the stares, the whispers, the silent doubts in the minds of others. But remember, truth does not wither under shadow, it only waits for its moment to shine. Archangel Michael steps forward again in this revelation. His presence is like a blazing sword cutting through a storm. He says to you, "Even if the world turns against you, I stand at your side. I will never let the weight of lies destroy the purity of your soul." These words pierce through the fear and confusion, because at your core you already know the truth. You are not guilty. You have not done what they accuse you of. Yet their intent was never justice. Their intent was destruction. This is not just about earthly accusations. This is spiritual warfare, a battle of energies. Someone wishes to drag you into the pit with them. They know that by planting seeds of doubt, your peace can be shattered. They want to see you stumble. They want to see you broken. But hear this clearly. The heavens will not allow what is false to reign forever. Though the shadows may be loud, their voice is not eternal. God is watching, and he does not remain silent when his chosen ones are under attack. There will come a day very soon when the false accuser will tremble at their own lies, because lies may seem strong for a moment. But truth is like the sun. It cannot be hidden behind clouds forever. The light breaks through, and when it does, all shadows scatter. Do not be surprised if in this time some people turn away from you. Some may even believe the accusations. It may feel like betrayal. It may feel like abandonment. But remember, even Christ himself was accused falsely. Even he was judged, mocked, and rejected. And yet, the truth of his divinity could never be erased. In this same way, your truth will rise. Your innocence will break through, but Archangel Michael warns you, stay strong, stay steady, stay anchored in faith. Do not lash out in anger, for anger fuels the accuser's fire. Do not drown in sorrow, for sorrow is what they wish to see instead. Stand in stillness, because stillness is where divine power moves. Archangel Michael whispers now, the truth will defend itself. Your only task is to remain aligned with God, remain in light, remain in prayer, remain in faith. And here is a mystery. The very one who accuses you is being watched by heaven. Their name is already written before God's eyes. Their actions are not hidden, and the final warning is not for you. It is for them, but you, chosen soul, are being called to endure this storm without fear. You are being prepared for a greater revelation, because when the truth comes to light, it will not only clear your name, it will elevate you. It will show the world that no weapon formed against you can prosper, that those who rise against the innocent will always fall by their own trap. This is the season of endurance, but also the season of divine proof. Soon, you will see with your own eyes the downfall of those who tried to bury you, and when that moment comes, the world will know. You were never guilty, you were always protected, and the light of heaven was with you all along. There are moments in life when the entire world seems to stand still. You feel like every sound has faded, every distraction has disappeared, and something beyond human understanding is trying to speak directly to you. This is one of those moments. Archangel Michael steps forward now, holding his sword of truth, and he reveals the most painful reality of your situation. Someone close to you, not a stranger, not a distant figure, but a person you once trusted has set a trap for you. They have spoken lies behind your back, and these lies carry the power to destroy reputations, families, even entire futures. It was not a careless mistake. It was not a misunderstanding. It was done with intention. They wanted to see you fall. They wanted to see you broken, stripped of dignity, and left helpless in a world that rarely shows mercy. But Archangel Michael says, this is not the end for you. What was meant to crush you will instead awaken you. What was meant to silence you will ignite your voice. You see, lies can spread quickly, but truth always carries a light that cannot be extinguished. And right now, that light is being lit in your path. Heaven is aware of every whispered word spoken against you. Heaven has seen the conversations behind closed doors, the hidden hands moving pieces like a game of chess, trying to corner you. And heaven has declared, enough is enough. The angels are not passive observers, they are active protectors. And Archangel Michael himself has taken the role of defender in your life. When false accusations rise, truth begins to rise higher. When darkness surrounds, light becomes brighter. The pressure you feel right now is not a sign of your downfall, it is the signal of your breakthrough. Because when the enemy presses hard, it only proves that your destiny is too powerful to ignore. Archangel Michael says, do not waste your energy trying to fight every rumor. Do not fall into despair trying to control every perception. Instead, stand still. Hold your peace. Let heaven fight for you. For the battle is no longer yours, the battle belongs to the Lord, and when God takes up your case, there is no court, no judgment, no false word that can stand against his decree. So breathe deeply, release your fear. Let the accusations crumble in the presence of truth, because the final word has not yet been spoken, and that final word will not come from your enemies. It will come from heaven. There are moments in life when the air feels heavy, when silence itself carries a weight that presses on your chest. Right now, Archangel Michael is telling me that you are standing in such a moment. It is not ordinary silence. It is the pause before a storm, the hush that comes when something unseen is about to step forward. You may feel it in your heart, the uneasy beating, the restless thoughts that whisper late at night. You try to calm yourself, but the truth is, your spirit already knows. Something serious is unfolding in the unseen realms. Archangel Michael says, someone has placed a false charge against you. A seed of deception has been planted with your name on it. This is not a mistake. This is not a misunderstanding. This was done on purpose. The hand that did this knew exactly what they were doing. They wanted your downfall. They wanted to watch you stumble. And more than that, they wanted to see you destroyed. It is hard to accept that someone so close, someone you may have trusted, would go so far as to place you in the shadow of an accusation so severe. But Michael says their heart is filled with envy, and envy has turned into poison. Their actions are not random. They are carefully designed traps. Now imagine this: your name being spoken in whispers, not in praise, but in suspicion. Your image being twisted, not into light, but into darkness. That is the battlefield you are standing on right now. But let me tell you something important. Heaven already knows the truth. God already sees the intention behind this false accusation. Archangel Michael has already drawn his sword, not of iron but of pure divine light, to cut through this web of lies. But here is where it becomes even more serious. Michael says, this is not just about your reputation. This is about your destiny. The enemy is not content with small attacks anymore. They have moved into a higher level of deception, targeting the very core of who you are. If this false charge gains ground, it will try to block the path God has prepared for you. It will attempt to stop the blessings that were on their way to your door. It will attempt to silence your voice, your influence, your mission, and that is why this message is urgent. This is not something to ignore. Heaven is sending out alarms because your name has been spoken in places where judgment is being stirred. And Michael is saying, if you do not rise in prayer and protection now, the consequences will try to manifest quickly. Listen carefully. 2 minutes in the spiritual realm can shift everything. 2 minutes of delay can be the difference between breakthrough and breakdown. And right now, Michael is telling you that you must not take this warning lightly. There is someone very close whose heart you once trusted, but behind your back their lips have carried venom. They have spoken words designed to paint you guilty. They have whispered lies into the ears of those who have influence over your future. And the shocking part, you would never expect their name. Even now, as I speak these words, a face is coming into your mind. You may be shaking your head, saying, no, not them. But Michael says, yes, it is them. The betrayal cuts deeper because it comes from someone who once smiled in your presence, who once pretended to walk with you in harmony, and now their mask has begun to slip. But here is the truth. God does not let his chosen ones fall by the lies of others. The snare that has been set for you will become the very trap that catches the one who built it. The accusation that was meant to bury you will turn into the proof of your innocence. Michael is already moving to shift the tables, but you must align yourself. This is not the time for fear. This is the time to stand with heaven. And here is what you need to do. Take a breath right now. Slow your thoughts. Open your spirit. Because Michael is standing before you in this very moment. His armor shines with fire. His wings are spread wide like shields of divine light. And his voice is strong as he declares, I will defend you. But you must not doubt. You must not step into fear. You must call upon heaven's justice. Now pause for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Picture Michael's sword descending into the lies that have been written against you. Every false word is being cut apart. Every dark whisper is being burned in the flames of truth. And the one who dared to accuse you, they are trembling even if you cannot see it yet. They thought they were powerful enough to destroy you, but they did not realize whom you are protected by. They did not realize that your name is not just written on earth, it is written in heaven. God himself says, I beg you, do not ignore this warning, for the one who tries to bring judgment against you will face my judgment instead. Do you feel that shift inside? That trembling that is no longer fear but a rising strength? That is Michael's presence, stirring your spirit, reminding you that you are not alone in this battle. And let me tell you, when Michael defends, he does not miss. When he stands, he does not fall. When he speaks, every lie is silenced. But you must remain in faith. You must hold on, even as shadows try to creep around you. The final warning from heaven is this: stay awake, stay protected, and trust that God's justice is already moving in your favor. This is why you are hearing this message now, in this exact moment. It is not coincidence. It is not chance. It is divine timing. Because the window is short, because the attack is immediate, and because your breakthrough is closer than it has ever been, do not let go now. Do not waver. Do not forget this. The one who falsely accused you will not escape the truth, and you will not be the one who pays the price. The heavens are declaring it. Michael is confirming it, and your spirit already knows it. There are moments when you feel like the entire world is watching you with suspicion. You may not have done anything wrong, yet the weight of falsehood feels heavier than 1,000 truths. This is where the real test of your soul begins, not when you are celebrated, not when you are praised, but when every whisper seems to carry your name in a negative light. Archangel Michael says, This is not by accident. It is a part of the spiritual trial, designed to see if you will bend under pressure or rise as a warrior of light. Imagine for a moment, you walk into a room, and without saying a word, people already have a judgment about you. They don't ask your side of the story. They don't seek the truth. They only cling to the rumor, the false accusation, because it is easier to believe lies than to investigate the truth. Does this sound familiar to you? Because many of you listening right now are living under the shadow of false judgment. Someone has put your name in a story that doesn't belong to you. Someone has painted your character with colors that you never wore. And now people who once smiled at you are looking at you with doubt. It feels unfair, doesn't it? But listen closely. Archangel Michael says that this season of misunderstanding is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to reveal who stands with you and who doesn't. When lies surround you like a storm, you will discover the rare souls who refuse to let go of your hand. They don't care what the world says. They know your heart, and that is enough for them. But even deeper than that, this trial is meant to bring you closer to God. Because when the world refuses to hear you, heaven bends down to listen. Archangel Michael reminds you, false accusations have always followed those chosen by God. Look at history. Look at the lives of saints, prophets, and divine messengers. Each one of them carried the burden of lies. They were mocked, ridiculed, falsely blamed for things they never did. And yet not one of those lies was able to stop the truth from shining in the end. If anything, the lies only made their light more visible. Think of it like this. When the night sky grows darker, the stars don't disappear. They shine brighter. And in the same way, the more falsehood surrounds you, the more your truth will glow. But here's where the warning becomes urgent. Archangel Michael says, when someone falsely accuses you, it is not just a test for you, it is also a trap for them. Because heaven watches every tongue that dares to twist the truth. And when a person uses lies to destroy another, they are not only building a prison for you, they are unknowingly building one for themselves. God says, the false accuser may laugh today, but soon their laughter will choke in their throat. The same pit they dig for you, they will fall into themselves. But you, yes, you must be careful how you respond, because the enemy wants you to react in anger, to fight fire with fire, to use lies against lies. But Archangel Michael says, do not let them pull you down into their darkness. Your power is not in shouting louder than them. Your power is in standing still, knowing heaven is your witness. Remember this, truth has a sound of its own. It does not need to be forced, it does not need to be decorated. It simply stands, and with time it reveals itself. So while your accusers may think they are ahead now, their false strength will collapse like sand under waves. But you, your strength will only grow, because you are anchored in God's justice. Think of this as training. Every false accusation that touches you is like fire refining gold. The more they attack, the more you shine. The more they whisper, the louder your purpose becomes. The more they try to bury you under lies, the deeper your roots of faith grow. Archangel Michael is whispering right now, do not fear the voice of men, fear only the silence of heaven. And I tell you today, heaven is not silent about you. Heaven is roaring in your defense. God has already declared no weapon formed against you will prosper. And yes, even false words are weapons, but those weapons will fall to the ground broken. Let me take you deeper. The reason this false accusation came to you is not random. The enemy saw your light, your potential, your destiny, and he feared it. So he whispered into the hearts of weak people, convincing them to throw shadows at you. He thought, if enough shadows cover you, maybe you will forget that you carry light. But Archangel Michael says, you are stronger than the shadows. No lie can rewrite your truth. No false accusation can erase your purpose. No rumor can change God's plan for your life. This is why you must endure this season with patience. Because what feels like punishment is actually promotion. God is preparing to elevate you, but before he does, he allows the lies to rise, so that when the truth finally shines, no one will doubt it was heaven's hand over you. Archangel Michael says, you will not only survive this false accusation, you will thrive because of it. The very stone they threw at you will become the foundation of your testimony. The very wound they tried to give you will become the scar that proves your survival. And the very name they tried to destroy will echo with honor when God restores it. But here is the part most people forget. You must guard your own tongue as much as you guard your heart, because when you are falsely accused, the temptation is to speak curses, to throw words like daggers, to become what they accused you of. But Archangel Michael warns, do not let your words betray your soul. Keep your speech clean, even in the storm, because heaven records not just the lies spoken against you, but also the truth spoken by you. If you remain pure in this trial, your reward will be far greater than the pain you carry now. And so I tell you, hold on. Do not collapse under the weight of this injustice. You are not alone. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword drawn, cutting down the invisible cords of lies that try to hold you back. And soon, very soon, the one who accused you will face their own reflection, and they will not be able to escape what they see. God's justice is never delayed. It may look silent now, but when it moves like thunder. And when it strikes, every hidden truth is dragged into the light. So prepare yourself, not for shame, but for vindication. Because what you are going through is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your rise. The same mouths that lied about you will one day speak about your strength. The same eyes that doubted you will one day witness your blessing. And the same hands that tried to push you down will see God lift you higher than they ever dreamed possible. This is not your downfall, this is your turning point. Archangel Michael says, stand still, hold faith, and watch as heaven itself proves you innocent. There are times in life when the pressure around you grows so heavy that it feels impossible to breathe. You wonder if you are the only one being targeted, if destiny itself has turned its back on you. But the truth is, whenever darkness becomes this intense, it is only because light is preparing to break through in a way more powerful than ever before. And Archangel Michael wants you to understand this now. What you are enduring is not punishment. It is preparation. A preparation for the truth to come forward. A preparation for the chains of lies to be broken. A preparation for your soul to finally walk in the freedom that has always been promised to you. Sometimes people are falsely accused, not because they are guilty, but because their innocence carries a power that threatens the guilty. Your light has been shining too brightly, your honesty has been too pure, your destiny has been too strong, and because of that, someone has tried to twist the story, turn the table, and paint you in colors that do not belong to you. But Archangel Michael sees it all. He does not only stand beside you, he is recording, witnessing, and preparing to reveal the truth. And when heaven decides that the truth must be revealed, no human hand, no false tongue, and no corrupt power can stop it. There is a heaviness in your heart right now, isn't there? The thought that people may believe the lies about you. The fear that your reputation, your dignity, even your freedom might be snatched away. But Michael says, hold on. This is not the end of your story. What has been said against you is nothing compared to what is about to be said in your favor. And the same people who whispered lies about you will be forced to witness the truth about you. This is divine justice. This is heavenly balance. This is the hand of God rewriting what the enemy tried to destroy. Think about it for a moment. Every accusation is like a stone thrown in your direction. At first it hurts. At first it shakes you. At first it makes you question your own worth. But if you gather these stones, if you do not let them crush you, they become the foundation upon which your stronger self will stand. And then the enemy's weapon becomes your victory's testimony. This is the secret Archangel Michael wants you to hold on to. You are not here to be broken by lies. You are here to rise because of them. Now imagine this. You are standing in a courtroom, not of man, but of heaven. Every word that was spoken against you is being replayed. Every false intention is being revealed. And there sits the judge of eternity, God himself. Beside you, with his flaming sword of truth, stands Michael. The lies do not stand a chance here. The false accusations tremble in the presence of divine justice. The enemy lowers its head, knowing it cannot hide. And then the voice of God declares, you are innocent, you are protected, you are free. This is what is unfolding spiritually for you right now. Even if in the physical world things still look uncertain, the spiritual judgment has already been made in your favor. But here's what you must not forget. Every soul that walks through fire comes out changed. The pain of accusation is not wasted. It carves something deeper inside of you, a wisdom, a compassion, a strength that you did not know you had before. And when you emerge, you do not only carry your own freedom, you carry a message for others who are trapped in similar chains. Your story will one day free another soul. Your testimony will one day lift another broken heart. And the scars left by these lies will shine as proof that God never abandoned you, not even for a single moment. Michael is reminding you now. Look at the path behind you. There were moments before when you thought you would never make it through. But you did. There were nights where you cried silently, thinking no one understood, but heaven understood, and every single tear was collected. Do not think for a moment that your current trial is unnoticed. Heaven has already prepared your way out. It will not only bring you out of this false accusation, it will elevate you to a place where no one will dare to bring your name down again. I need you to feel the power in these words. You are not a victim of lies. You are a survivor of lies. You are not a prisoner of false accusations. You are a warrior rising out of them. And though the enemy thinks it has trapped you, the truth is, this is the moment heaven has been waiting for, because once you rise from this, your purpose will burn brighter than ever, and nothing will silence it. Pause for a moment, breathe in deeply. Do you feel that? That warmth moving in your chest, that calm entering your mind, that is Michael's presence. He is standing guard as you listen. He is whispering strength into your spirit. He is reminding you, do not fear what man can do to you, because I, Michael, am already fighting this battle for you. And that is why you must not give up now. Your story is not ending in shame, it is unfolding in glory. But let me tell you something even deeper. Those who accuse you falsely are digging their own pit. For every lie they throw at you, a mirror is being prepared. And that mirror will one day reflect their actions back to them. What they planned for your downfall will become their own lesson. Not because you wished them harm, but because divine justice never leaves a debt unpaid. Michael wants you to stay focused, not on revenge but on faith, not on anger but on clarity, not on what was spoken against you, but on what heaven is declaring for you, because heaven's words are eternal, while human lies are temporary. So hold on to this truth. You are innocent, you are protected, you are chosen. This fire is not to destroy you, it is to reveal you. And once you emerge, your story will inspire others to never give up, no matter how heavy the lies against them. Because if God is for you, who can truly stand against you? The night is quiet. Yet within that silence, a storm is brewing in the unseen. Not a storm of thunder and lightning, but a storm of whispers, false accusations and shadows that attempt to drag an innocent soul into chains. Imagine yourself standing in a room, unaware of the daggers of betrayal being prepared behind your back. A person you trusted, or perhaps a person you least expected, has spoken words against you, words that are dangerous, sharp, and poisoned with intention, not by accident, not by mistake, but with full purpose to harm you. Archangel Michael leans close and reveals this hidden truth to your spirit. He says, they have tried to put your name in the dark places where it does not belong. They have placed false charges, false blame, and false evidence as if trying to bury you alive under lies. Can you feel the weight of those words? It is not only a spiritual battle. It is a battle where heaven and earth collide, where justice itself hangs in the balance. But hear this, heaven will not stay silent. God has sent his mightiest warrior, Michael, the great defender, the shield of light, the destroyer of darkness. To guard you in this hour, you may not even know the full extent of the accusation. You may not see the papers, the words, the whispers, spreading against your name. But heaven has already seen it. Heaven has already recorded it. And heaven will not allow the innocent to be devoured by lies. Take a deep breath now. Feel the weight of what is being revealed. Someone has done this to you on purpose, but someone greater is standing for you in truth. The enemy's goal is to break your spirit, to make you afraid, to convince you that the shadows will win. But God says, no. He says, I will not allow what was meant to destroy you to succeed. What they planted as a trap will become the very pit they fall into. This is a divine reversal, a holy turning point, a moment where what was hidden is about to be exposed. You might feel a chill in your chest, a heaviness in your soul, wondering how close this danger really is. And let me tell you, it is closer than you think, but equally close is your protection. Archangel Michael has unsheathed his sword of flame, and every false word spoken is already trembling under the weight of divine justice. Think about this for a moment. How many times have lies destroyed reputations? How many times have innocent souls been dragged through suffering because of deceit? And yet, in the silence of your night, God is giving you a warning, because He loves you too much to let you be blindsided. This message did not arrive to scare you. It arrived to prepare you. Preparation is protection. Archangel Michael says, guard your heart, guard your steps, and do not place your trust in careless hands. For the one who accuses has already spoken, but the one who defends is already here. You may feel as if the ground beneath you is shaking, but look again. It is not your ground that trembles, it is theirs, because every accusation raised against a child of God is like fire. Meeting water, it cannot last, it cannot stand, it cannot survive. The lies were carefully crafted, the deception carefully woven. But the truth is sharper than every weapon formed against you. Archangel Michael holds the truth like a banner, and he plants it firmly in front of you. God whispers, do not fear the shadows, for I, the eternal judge, know the truth. I know what you did and what you did not do. I know the purity of your heart, and I will not allow the wicked to triumph. Close your eyes for a moment and feel that presence around you, the shield of heaven wrapping like armor around your soul, the sword of light cutting through unseen cords of bondage, the whisper of the divine saying, stand still, the battle is mine. And so you breathe again, slowly, deeply, with faith rising in your chest like fire in the cold night. The enemy thought this would be the end of you, but heaven says, this is only the beginning of your rising. The very false accusation meant to bury you will become the platform that elevates you. The lie will be turned into a testimony. The betrayal will be turned into revelation, because nothing hidden in the dark can stay hidden when God shines His light. Hear this warning once more. This is not to frighten you. This is to awaken you. Someone has set a trap, but the trap will collapse not on you but on the one who laid it. God's final word in this moment is clear. Do not run, do not hide, do not bow to fear, for I have placed my angels around you, and no prison built on lies shall ever hold you. This is your moment to rise in faith, to hold your head high, and to trust that heaven's judgment is swifter than any earthly judgment. Archangel Michael's sword is drawn. The enemy trembles and the truth will prevail. So let your heart rest now, even as the shadows gather, because the light has already won. The night grows deeper, and with it, the veil between truth and deception thins. Archangel Michael steps closer now, his radiant presence cutting through the fog of confusion that has been clouding your life. He says, you have been walking carefully, trusting the people around you, but one person among them has been weaving a trap. Their smile was never real. Their words were dipped in honey, but behind that sweetness lay poison, and now that poison has already started to spread. You may not even realize how dangerous this betrayal is, because it is not just gossip. It is not just small lies. This is someone who has dared to place your very name, your very freedom in jeopardy. Think about it. Why do you suddenly feel uneasy when you are around certain people? Why does your heart race when you sense something is being hidden from you? This is not your imagination. This is divine intuition warning you before the mask fully falls. Archangel Michael shows me the scene. A table, whispers shared in the dark, a piece of paper with your name written upon it, and an accusation, a heavy false accusation that was meant to bind you. But listen carefully. Heaven never reveals a threat without also offering a way out. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are the one chosen to hear this warning because God has already prepared your escape. Now, Archangel Michael bends closer and speaks again. They will try to convince others that you are guilty, that you have done what you never even thought of doing. Their goal is not truth, it is destruction, but heaven will not allow their lies to succeed if you stand firm, if you awaken now, if you do not skip this moment of truth. Imagine it, your name, your reputation, your very identity, wrapped in false shadows. This is what the enemy wants. But Archangel Michael says, light cannot be hidden forever. When the time comes, truth will burn through every shadow, and those who accused you will tremble. This is why you are hearing this now, not later, not tomorrow, but in this very moment, because the danger is already moving. The plan has already been spoken, and heaven is urging you to prepare yourself spiritually. Do you feel the weight of this message? It presses upon your heart not to scare you, but to awaken you. Fear is not the goal. Awareness is. Protection is. Deliverance is. Archangel Michael stretches out his sword of light and places it before you. He says, take courage, you are not walking alone, I am with you. The Lord is with you. The truth is with you. And the trap that was set will turn back upon the one who dug it. But still, there is something you must do. You cannot remain passive, you cannot simply ignore this, because ignoring a warning is the same as stepping into the snare with your eyes closed. So what should you do? First, guard your heart. Do not allow bitterness to take root. Do not allow the betrayal of one to destroy the purity of your spirit. Second, watch and listen. When Archangel Michael speaks of someone's name being revealed, it means the mask will soon slip. Pay attention to what people say when they think no one is watching. Pay attention to those who suddenly change their tone when you walk into the room. These are signals, divine hints, being shown to you. Third, stand in prayer. When accusations rise, prayer becomes your shield. Not ordinary words, but prayers spoken with authority, calling upon the protection of God's justice. Because heaven responds when you cry out in faith. And fourth, trust the timing of God. For even when the liar seems to gain ground, even when their voice seems louder, their fall will be greater. Their lies will unravel, thread by thread, until nothing remains but shame and exposure. Archangel Michael assures you, you will not be the one to fall. They will. You will not be the one condemned. They will. But only if you stand strong and refuse to let fear silence you. Let me pause here and speak directly to you. I know how heavy these words feel. The thought that someone could accuse you of something so serious, so destructive, shakes the very ground beneath your feet. But I also know this. If heaven reveals it, heaven has already given you the strength to endure it. Think about the many who have walked before you. Joseph was falsely accused, yet God raised him higher. Daniel was falsely accused, yet God shut the mouths of the lions. Even Jesus himself was falsely accused, yet God turned the cross into victory. This is not the end of your story. This is the turning point. This is where betrayal becomes proof that you are chosen. This is where false accusation becomes the stage for divine vindication. Archangel Michael lifts his voice one last time in this section. Do not skip this warning. Do not dismiss these words. Because if you walk away as though nothing was spoken, the enemy will gain ground. But if you hold these words in your heart, if you rise in strength, the chains they prepared for you will break before they ever touch you. The air grows still, the night grows quiet. But within that silence, you feel it, a fire, a stirring, a resolve. And that is the beginning of your deliverance. The air around you has been shifting in ways you may not fully notice. Little things keep happening. Unexpected delays, sudden misunderstandings, even moments when you feel someone is misjudging you without cause. These are not accidents. Archangel Michael reveals that there is an active energy working against you. Someone is weaving lies, intentionally shaping a false picture of who you are. Their goal is simple: damage your reputation, turn people's trust into suspicion, and push you into a corner where you feel powerless. But you are not powerless. Archangel Michael steps in, holding his blazing sword of truth, and he whispers, Do not fear the lies of others, for truth cannot be buried forever. Still, the warning is serious, because the enemy does not strike with open weapons. They hide behind shadows, behind false smiles, behind carefully chosen words meant to make others doubt you. This person does not only want to embarrass you, they want you to suffer. Michael shows me an image, a courtroom of life. Not a real court with judges and lawyers, but a spiritual trial where your integrity is on the line. The accuser stands, pointing their finger, twisting facts, and convincing others to believe what is not real. And yet Archangel Michael says, the higher court belongs to heaven, and there no lie survives. But why is this happening now? Because you are stepping into a season of elevation. Every time your spirit grows stronger, darkness seeks to push back. Every time a blessing is near, resistance arises. This is not punishment, it is confirmation. You are being prepared. The false accusations are meant to test your faith, but also to sharpen your spirit. They reveal who truly walks with you and who only pretends to. Michael shows me that truth is like a light underwater. Someone may try to bury it beneath layers of mud, but no matter how deep it sinks, the light will always rise again to the surface. And so will you. But there is one important instruction. Do not waste your energy fighting the liar with anger. Do not lower yourself into the pit where they live. Instead, stand firm in dignity. Let your actions be your testimony. Let your calm be your defense. For soon those who believe the lie will see the truth with their own eyes.